And now, if you happen to have any pulsation or vibration in any part of your body, you record that spot with an into mark into your figure. If it is on the front side, you mark it on the front side. If it is on the dorsal side, you mark it on the dorsal side. Exactly at the spot. This spot, you keep it in your mind and you continue to mark it. If it happens maybe after half an hour, you mark it. You go on marking. We have 2 more days here, and you go on marking. And then at the last day, maybe tomorrow, day after tomorrow morning, we will look at it. I will put a figure on the dorsal and ventral view of a human body, and then we will put all the mark there on the common picture. Then we will see what is there. So it is the general energy system will come there. Now I am not going to say what is it. Then we will see that tomorrow morning. So I try to tune with this idea, and you keep this. You make a spot or an into or a round or something. If there is a pulsation, you mark it there. If it is on the back side, on the dorsal side, if it is on the front side, mark it there. It's just we are going to study something. You keep it. Now you forget it. You keep, whenever a pulsation happens, you keep it in mind and then go to the book, mark it there. അല്ലല്ല ജീവിതത്തിൽ എപ്പോ വന്നാലും അടയാളപ്പെടുത്തിയേ പറ്റുള്ളൂ. ക്ലാസ് കൊണ്ട് തീരുന്നില്ല. അല്ല, ഇതിപ്പോ നിങ്ങൾ കണ്ടിന്യൂ ചെയ്യണം. 6 മാസം ചെയ്യണം. പ്ലീസ്. അയ്യോ, ചോദിക്കണ്ട, മുഖ്യോ. We have done this study with a big group of people for 6 months. And they all recorded. They all came with their picture. I will say, well, you don't take it and create this in your body. You just leave it as it is, and it will happen. It will happen to everybody. And your awareness is what senses it. And if there is something happening, you go on marking. If we go on marking for a few days and we assemble again, when you assemble again, we will mark this in the picture. Everybody comes and mark it on the picture. So now we have 20 people or maybe a little more than that. So you mark there, another one come, mark there according to your picture, carry it on the board. And then when you look, most of the people who come, maybe after 7-8 people, they don't have anything to mark because already it is marked. The same spot is already marked by somebody. So these are energy points. These are like the meridian points in the body. These points are highly sensitive where the energy concentration takes place. So these spots are called the subsidiary psychic energy centers. You're saying some spots. These are the subsidiary psychic energy points, subsidiary chakras, they say, that you can identify. And then you wonder how it is happening. The same spot that where you have felt it, the last person is coming and he had no place because most of the people have marked exactly in the same place. So that these are special points in the body. These points are identified. In a big study which I have done for 6 months with the same group of people, and this is done, and the big picture is there in the Italian school. Nobody is here. That picture is displayed there with golden marks everywhere. And these are the subsidiary psychic energy centers. And then you can connect it, the pathways you can connect through these. There is one on the shoulder, there is one here, there is one here, and you connect it with this. And then you get the pathways of cell-to-cell communication routes. These are the nadi paths. So you identify the nadis, and then you go to the books, old nadi books, and you can see it's already marked. They are showing this is the path. Don't go now, otherwise you will be prejudiced, you create the vibration. This is like an experiment, you carry it out just as a research. So these pulsations are happening on design spots in the body for everybody. These are the ways to actually to continue the research, because it's your personal sensation. You mark, I mark, and then finally you put it together. Everybody has marked, but it is the same spot. And these are the subsidiary psychic centers, means subsidiary chakras, they say. And then these concentrating points are around the chakras. Chakra points which we know on the spine and on the field of the chakra. You can identify all these spots. And when the energy concentrates on that spot, you identify the Devata there. It's another language. What I was saying is a scientific language, and then this is considered as the Devata. It can be called as Devata because there is a high concentration of energy there, otherwise there is no possibility of vibration there. And you go to Padmanabha Swami temple here, and there the Vishwarupam of Mahavishnu is available now. Vishwarup. This you do it later. Don't go there now because you will be prejudiced and you create this thing. And you look, there are pictures of Devatas in the body here, there, everywhere. And the search which you have done, after 6 months, you see that these are the positions the old masters have really made pictures on the body of existence. God of existence is Mahavishnu. It's already known. And these subsidiary psychic centers are connected with the main centers. Main centers are the chakra points. These are subsidiary psychic points. That is connected with the work organs. Mouth, Pani, Padam, Payu, Upastha. So you can really see the pathways through which the subtle currents are moved. It's a cell-to-cell communication system, and sometimes the cell vibrates to push out the stress which is there. And in the science, they say you have a little problem. You start to feel some vibration. And certainly you may have a mental problem. So in that case, my master is full of mental problems. And this is the thing which I have seen in him, and I felt he is mad. Then I wanted to actually decode and understand. Is it a madness or is it actually something that is happening? It took 20 years for me to actually decode this. And I did it, and I made this whole thing of putting on research on people, not Indians, foreigners. And then I made this, I made all the things ready, and I came back to Trivandrum with my scroll of papers, my Vedas, my inventions. And I came to him, and the night I said, I have something for you. Substantiating his experience in a scientific way. When I started to open, I said, that's all right, what you said, what you have understood is really right. He was not even ready to look my paper. I got really disappointed. Like, okay, maybe he said it is right, okay, it's right. I took it. Then I went to another master, Madhamballai Swami, to show this. This is my invention, long-term discovery. And I went with them. And then I understood he is no more. He left his body by the time. I was not in India at that time. Then I continued the research for longer time to verify. And then it is not only happening in me, it is happening in the group. This is how we identify the pathways and the subsidiary centers and the main centers. And then how it connects with the work organs. There are things happening like this. So, if you are interested, you have to continue this and you can find out a lot of vibration points in the body. These are saying something to you. When it vibrates, this is the secret part. If I say you don't believe now, so I don't want to talk about it. It is saying something to you. It alerting you with the language, like the Morse code. You want to do something and it says tip. Maybe yes or no. You counter check with the thought that is coming at the time. And you decode it and you get the language of the Lords. So these are the sub levels of communicating with yourself and understanding what the body is saying to you, what your system is talking to you. So these are the secret part of the spiritual sciences. Anyway, as you said, you go on working. And you all work, and then we will put together when we come for the second level practice. And the second level, now I am thinking maybe we can do in December 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. If free time is there. But you can continue, we will be in touch. So anyway, it is like that. There are a lot of mysterious sides underneath in the peripheral teaching. So this is a secret part. Why it is kept secret part? Because it is, when you say it will not be convincing. That's why I ask you to do it. When you do it, then you understand. So anyway, getting back into the form of the third chakra. The chakra is Manipura Chakra. Manipura is city of Jam. So there is an area in your psyche that you feel certain things are very precious for you. And what are those precious things? What is precious for you? Huh? Huh? No? Life. No, it is life. Life is so precious. Family is precious. Your attachments are very precious. I agree. And then, in the precious family, and you say something, they contradict with your precious thing. They are precious people for you. They contradict immediately. They try to modify you. Then what will happen? You'll be ready to quit. If it is so precious, will you quit? So there is something more precious than this is there. It is precious, but there is more precious things are there. When they are challenging your idea, when they challenge your understanding, when they challenge your concept, when they challenge your understanding, even if they are very loving person, your energy level changes. Then you cannot accept. You fight. For what? To protect your ideas, to protect your understanding, to protect your concept, to protect your beliefs, protect your ideas. So there is something which is more valuable than your relatives, your loved ones. This is your concepts, beliefs, and ideas. And there is something happening somewhere in your system and you are keeping and preserving it and identifying with it and holding on it and protecting it. And that is a city by itself, an area by itself. It is a logam by itself. It is a world by itself. And this is very precious for you because you earned it. You have spent a lot of time to understand it. You are convinced. And this is the city of Jam. Life is the base. Very precious. If life is not there, this is not possible. More than life, sometimes you will be able to sacrifice your life for protecting your concepts, beliefs, and ideas. People are dying, ready to get killed. So more than life, this is important. For some time, for some people. So this is, Manipura Chakra is the city of gems. Called Manipura means city of gems. That is related with your concepts, beliefs, and ideas. And you hold it, and you preserve it, you protect it. You are even ready to sacrifice your life for protecting it. This is a program that is done by the intellect. And why the intellect, which is a limited instrument, and trying to understand what is right, what is wrong, what is good, what is bad, and you synthesize the good and you impose the good on somebody, and that may be not good for the other one. He may have a different good. And then you try to fight with that person to protect your idea. And this is what happens in Manipura Chakra. You are not concerned with your food or anything. You are valuing more than your food. You are valuing more than your social life, valuing more than your sex and passion and interesting communication with the society. This is so important when it comes to the core. That is there in Manipura Chakra. That's why the chakra is called Manipura, the city of Jam. And by protecting this, you feel happy. That is why you want to do. And not only you feel happiness, but also you feel that you are somebody who knows all these things. It boosts your ego. And it gives some pleasure to you. And that we are not ready to sacrifice that. It is you who have done it, understood it, and then you wanted to communicate to the world. When you try to communicate to the world, if people accept, you like. If they reject, you don't like. So the aspects of the chakra are acceptance and getting into a new vision of living. Usually when they challenge, you cannot accept at all. You don't accept people, they challenge you. Why? Because you identify their ideas, their concepts, their beliefs as their person. And that person who is posing this idea also feel he is surviving upon this. If it goes, he will die. So identified with that, for sacrificing it, he is ready to sacrifice even the life. Ideologies are coming from that. So in Manipura Chakra, this is the main function that is taking place. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 petals are there. So the faculties that a person has in the base chakra are limited. In Swathistana Chakra, your awareness is growing to 6. When it comes to Manipura Chakra, it is growing to more. The possibilities that you gain, the understanding that you gain, all these things are represented by your capabilities, which are portrayed as the petals of the chakra. And then when you come to the central core, there is a big circle, and that circle indicates the circular movement of energy. That is a chakra format. And that part with the inner core is the yantra part of the chakra. Yantra is, it functions like a device to show you something. And this yantra part, which is there in the middle core, which is a downward pointing triangle with openings on 3 sides of the triangle. There is an opening which is there up like a T on all the three sides of the triangle. And this is also a great indication for a practitioner that when you are working with your Manipura Chakra, there could happen a lot of growing of heat, because when a conflict is coming, it generates heat. Generation of heat is happening from the conflict as your system is changing, because you're producing some hormones and you become a fighter. And then when you are under the influence of the hormones like adrenaline, and then certainly your vibration is changing, you're shaking, you're shivering, are you ready to fight, you're ready to kill. Or if that is not possible, your life is a threat, you want to escape, run away and escape. So it is a very hot center, very dangerous center, but it has the city of jump, which is what you synthesized. Then the higher plans of this chakra, when you get there, you are looking at the truth behind these concepts, and all those things needs to be understood to get into the true jumps, not based on concepts, beliefs, and not based on holding on this, instead dropping this and making yourself free. That possibility is there in all the chakras as well this chakra. So these T's, like openings, these are called puburas, is doorways to ventilate the heat that is or the stress that generates in your system. You need to know how to ventilate. When you are aggressive, when you are really moved by your aggression or the stress that is pushing you to aggressively behave, and then the heat is generating, your heartbeat is pounding up, and your birth rate is growing, and all the constructive system put down, digestion is put down, all the others, the sex is put down, everything is put down. You are in a crisis now, and the heat needs to be ventilated. If it is growing inside, certainly that is not a good condition for you. You invite troubles, and that needs to be ventilated. The growing of heat needs to be put out from your system. Otherwise, there are practices for that. There are yogic practices to ventilate the heat that is growing in your Manipura Chakra. Breathing techniques that is shown by the T's. Then getting back to the petal sounds are dum, that is the left first petal is dum, thum, num, thum, thum, dum, thum, num, pum, pum. All these sounds have a blast in it. Thum, thum, dum, thum, num, pum, pum. This is the nature of Manipura Chakra. All the sounds are blasting sounds. And so it indicates that the chakra is a very powerful chakra, and you need to deal with this heat which is there, which is the life heat, but it can take you and burn you to ashes. For normal life, I mean, not like practitioner's life. When you are aggressive, angry, for protecting your concept, this is not you believe, right? You are in a relationship, you are trying to communicate all your ideas, the other one is not listening. You go on saying, the other one is not listening at all. What will happen? You get into an insecurity. He is not listening. What is your problem? You cannot make him listen what you are saying. But we get very frustrated. You feel that the other one is disrespecting you. See, the imagination that is working. And how can you live with a person who disrespects you? Mutual respect is the base of relationship. That's not happening. And then you get into a crisis. And when you get into the crisis, you have to protect yourself. And for protecting yourself, your system starts to aid you. And then you need to fight and subjugate the other one, either verbally or physically, or if that is not possible, okay, I am going for a pilgrimage, we will see later. After 2 months, I will come back. And then after a few days, when you miss your curries, I have to go back to have a good meal. I am only eating parota all the time. I better go back and have a sambar. And then the second chakra works. You pretend, you send one word, a message, I love you. So the other one is cautious. Do you really love me? You love parota or sambar or me? This is how it is working. See, the crocodile is the on. This yantra part is really a fuming yantra part, which is fire itself, and that is being controlled or not controlled, carried by a deity, by an animal. Is the carrier, is the vehicle of the chakra. That is a ram. Chammariyada. Appa Chammariyada enganeyanu? When these two goats are like what is a ram, when two of them they meet, what they do? They gallop and they hit with the head. Padom, 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 like breaking their head actually. Hitting with the head. That is the nature of the person in Manipura Chakra. That is what we are doing based on our concepts. You say something, I counter. And you say something, I counter. We go on hitting with the head until it starts to bleed. And then after maybe 1 hour fight, you stop. No point in fighting, you understand. Only bleeding. Pilgrimage is better. This is how it is. It is a very interesting subject actually. Kundalini talks about your life story. And then ram. The vehicle of the chakra is a ram, which is always hitting with the head, indicates intellectually fighting. The physical fight was there in the base chakra. Imagination was very high in the second chakra. In the third chakra, you become an intellectual. You wanted to affirm that what you understood is the right thing. And when you are gone enforcing this idea on somebody, I don't think others will like you. In the first chakra, we have seen, you go on grabbing everything for yourself, you want their love also. They don't like you because you are grabbing person. In the third chakra, the same thing is growing in a different level, that you want to dominate with your intellect. That will not be accepted. Somebody out of necessity may accept. Okay. Yeah, you are right. When you start talking and they say you are right, because they have trained themselves in saying you are right, then the problem is not there. They have not said, I have not said anything. That is right. See, drama is also going on there. But you want to look, you really moved by your gems which you are holding inside. You are driven, not moved, driven by this. And for protecting that, we go on working. This is what happens in Manipura Chakra. And for that, you behave like a ram, go on hitting with the head. It's a very clear picture of the ram placed there. And then you see there is a Britarudra, there is an old Shiva.